Adriano's weight clause. Adriano was one of the most naturally gifted strikers of his generation, but concerns about his fitness followed him throughout his career. Adriano's return to Italy was marred by weight problems and injuries. Upon joining AS Roma in 2010, he publicly admitted he was overweight but claimed it was normal after a long break. His contract was terminated by mutual consent after only 7 months and 5 appearances, his most prominent instance of weight issues leading to contract termination. Adriano's weight reportedly ballooned to nearly 100 kilograms, around 15 stone 10 pounds, following an Achilles injury. The club grew so concerned they essentially confined him to a health club to control his diet and exercise. His contract was eventually terminated in March 2012 after he missed training and refused to let the club doctor weigh him, which was the final straw for manager Tite. Luis Suarez's bite clause. Luis Suarez built a reputation as one of the best strikers in the world, but also one of the most controversial. While playing at Ajax in Holland in 2010, he was suspended for 7 games for biting PSV Eindhoven's Otman Bakal on the shoulder. While playing for Liverpool in 2013, he was suspended for 10 games for biting Chelsea's Branislav Ivanovic on the arm. And while playing for Uruguay in the 2014 World Cup, he bit Italy's Giorgio Chiellini. He was not punished during the game, but rulers emerged following Suarez's 4-month FIFA ban for biting Chiellini. Various media outlets claimed the contract included a clause allowing Barcelona to terminate his deal or impose heavy fines, up to €5 million, if he bit an opponent for a 4th time. Stefan Schwarz's no space travel clause. Stefan Schwarz has one of the strangest clauses ever included in a football contract. Swedish midfielder Stefan Schwarz signed for Sunderland AFC from Valencia in July 1999 for a then-club record fee of £3.75 million. The club reportedly added a rule preventing him from going into space. It sounds ridiculous, but there was a reason behind it. Schwarz had publicly expressed a serious interest in becoming one of the first space tourists. The club then discovered that one of Schwartz's advisors had secured a place on one of the first commercial space flights, which at the time were anticipated to begin around 2002. The club needed to protect its significant financial investment, and standard player insurance policies typically exclude dangerous activities, and space travel was categorized as such. Schwarz later recalled that during contract negotiations, the James Bond film Moonraker was playing on a television in the office, which prompted his agent to joke about going to space after signing the deal. Giuseppe Reina's Lego clause. Giuseppe Reina had a clause in his contract that felt more like something from everyday life than professional football. When the German striker signed for Arminia Bielefeld in 1996, he requested a clause stating that the club must build him a new house for every year of his 3-year contract. However, Reina and his legal representation failed to specify the size, type, or location of these houses. Taking advantage of this vague wording, the club fulfilled their obligation by presenting him with a small house made of Lego each year he spent at the club. The situation ended up becoming a well-known anecdote in European football and even caused a small dispute between the player and the club. Over time, it became an example of how a poorly detailed clause can lead to a completely unexpected interpretation. Rolf Crystal Guy Means cooking class clause. When the Congolese midfielder Rolf Crystal Guy Means signed for the German club Eintracht Frankfurt in 1999, he famously insisted on a cooking class clause. The contract stipulated that the club must pay for his wife to take cooking lessons. Guy Mean reportedly believed his wife's improved culinary skills would help him better settle into German life and maintain his fitness on the pitch. Some sources suggest he specifically wanted her to learn German cuisine or simply improve because he was not a fan of her cooking at the time. The midfielder went on to play 95 league games for Frankfurt, suggesting the arrangement was a success for both parties. Dennis Bergkamp's no-fly clause. Dennis Bergkamp had one of the most well-known and genuine clauses in football history. Due to a severe fear of flying, he refused to travel by plane during his time at Arsenal FC. The clause meant he frequently missed long-distance European away games if they were unreachable by land or sea. For instance, he would have missed a UEFA Cup match in Moscow if Arsenal had been drawn there, as it was considered a prohibitive journey by car. For every signing or renewal, Bergkamp accepted a significant pay cut. He estimated that Arsenal deducted approximately £100,000 for every £1 million in his contract because of his refusal to fly. Bergkamp developed severe fear of flying following several traumatic incidents like the 1989 tragedy. A plane crash in Suriname killed several of his friends and former teammates. The 1994 World Cup incident, while traveling with the Dutch national team, the aircraft experienced an engine failure mid-flight. On another flight during the same tournament, a journalist made a joke about having a bomb in his bag, causing further panic and a major delay. The final straw was at Inter Milan. Bergkamp's aversion peaked during his time at Inter Milan, where frequent travel on small, bone-shaker planes in poor weather caused him to freeze and experience cold sweats. To attend reachable away games, Bergkamp often traveled separately via car, train, or ferry. This sometimes included long solo journeys, such as driving 1,600 kilometers to play against Bayer Leverkusen. Roberto Firmino's no-look clause. When Roberto Firmino became famous for his no-look goals while playing for Liverpool FC, when Firmino signed his extension with Liverpool in April 2018, he performed a cheeky no-look signature. While looking directly at the club's cameras, he scribbled his name on the document without looking down at the paper, mirroring his trademark scoring style. While not officially confirmed, there have been claims that certain contracts in modern football reward creativity and attacking expression, not just goals or assists. Firmino's style represents how clubs increasingly value entertainment and uniqueness, even if the exact clause itself remains more of a rumor than a documented fact. Neil Ruddock's weight clause. When Neil Ruddock, Razor, signed for Crystal Palace in 2000, his contract famously included a weight clause designed to keep the infamously bulky defender fit. The clause was suggested by his former West Ham manager Harry Redknapp, who warned Palace chairman Simon Jordan that it was the only way to ensure Ruddock remained focused. Ruddock was required to stay below a recommended weight, widely reported as 99.8 kilograms, roughly 15 stone 10 pounds. Failure to meet this target resulted in a 10% fine on his weekly wages. Ruddock struggled significantly with the restriction, reportedly being fined 8 times in less than 6 months. The situation became so problematic that he was once unable to play in a debut match for a later club because they could not find a pair of shorts large enough to fit him. Ruddock eventually left Crystal Palace for Swindon Town in 2001 after his contract was cancelled by mutual consent. Mario Balotelli's fine system. Mario Balotelli's history with disciplinary fines is legendary, particularly from his time at Manchester City, where his frequent tardiness and on-field conduct led to massive financial penalties. His teammates even described the club's fund pool as a fund largely fueled by his contributions. During his stint at City, 2010 to 2013, Balotelli was primary contributor to a collective player fund. According to former teammate Micah Richards, Balotelli reportedly accumulated around £150,000 for being late to training sessions and team meetings. In December 2012, Manchester City issued a maximum 2 weeks wage fine, approximately £340,000 to £350,000, for his poor on-field disciplinary record, which saw him miss 11 games through suspension the previous season. He was also fined 1 week's wages for visiting a strip club less than 48 hours before a match against Bolton in 2012. While playing for Liverpool, the FA fined him £25,000 and handed him a 1-match ban for a social media post that contained offensive references, amongst so many more fines. The idea was to control his impulsive tendencies through financial consequences, essentially turning discipline into a structured system written directly into his deal. Which of these clauses is the most ridiculous? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this look at the weird side of football, subscribe to Footy Explained for more footy facts.